So we are Viddsee. We are a video entertainment platform where we produce, distribute and market short movies, short premium content. So today our mission is really empowering storytellers to create films as well as amplifying their stories to very targeted audiences. And like today itself, like majority of our audiences are out here in Southeast Asia. We have streamed over 1 billion video views. And we're looking to kind of like push the boundaries with regards to both content creation as well as content consumption itself. Yeah, so we started out in Southeast Asia primarily because first, I'm from here. I'm from Malaysia. My other co-founders from Singapore, and we understood the space and the place itself and the culture itself. So why we started here was also because we felt there was a very big gap. First and foremost for content creators, where in terms of getting their content out there, a lot of platforms and all were built for like a US-centric market or Europe-centric market, but we felt there wasn't really any platform built similar to us out here in Asia. So having our backgrounds both as a filmmaker, as an engineer building platforms, we felt like this was a great place to start because it's in the early days. At the same point in time, we felt like the next generation of people will be skipping PCs and they will be just going directly to mobile. If we could kind of like restart and kind of like build things up from ground up, what better place to start off when there is nothing in place. It's in terms of the content ecosystem, it's quite nascent. In terms of where the entertainment industry, like it's still quite in early stage. So if we could kind of like shape that and bring that together, it would be a great place to start. So that's why we started out here in Southeast Asia, because we knew the place, we knew the people, we knew the culture. People are similar, but it's different in every country. And so we thought we got to play out on our strengths. Because me and my other co-founder, we spent some time in the US before, and so we felt like it was very important to really know who we are, and to then build a company knowing who we are. So I think video has really boomed and has really been the rising star in the past few years, and video combined with mobile has been a big thing. And I think the access to the internet, the speeds out here in the region itself has really helped the consumption of video. So I think first and foremost, when we started Viddsee, we wanted to be a mobile-first company in terms of both consumption as well as creation. So the types of content that we are creating, it's story-driven, but how do we, like understanding the people who are going to consume it are not captive audiences sitting in a cinema. How do we actually tell the stories in an engaging way, or how do you kind of like bring the exciting things up front to kind of like tease them. So there's little things which kind of like, we feel it's a very different mindset, and we are tapping on this to kind of like get ahead of the curve in terms of the content we create, understanding the data, how people are actually consuming the content, at what point, and then kind of integrating that back to the content that we're creating. And furthermore is then the marketing aspect of things, because then different countries consume content very differently. And for us, I think we spend a lot of time in the local markets, understanding the different cultural nuances, the different language points of which kind of like triggers people's emotions. And it's movie marketing, but understanding it locally and talking to a person like one-on-one. It's that kind of language, because that's social media. It's all about authenticity. It's all about bringing the relatability within the stories itself, and then kind of like repurposing it for the different markets itself. So I guess that's kind of like how we're kind of riding on that wave. At the same point at the time, I think apart from just thinking of it as a wave, we feel that that's the future that we need to build, because it's not about what we're trying to get in the short term, but rather like the longer term vision is really if we're not grooming today's storytellers and we're not enabling local audiences to be exposed to local stories, how would the whole entertainment and consumption habits be 10 years down? Things move so fast, and by the time you want to change things, if you don't invest from the start, you don't expect to have that results like 10 years down. And I think that's the same. I mean, the way how we grew up with movies, the way how we spend time on TV, it's not something that just happens overnight. Yes, technology enables things to happen overnight, but I think the audience development it takes time. And I think a lot of what we do is also investing in communities, investing and building up communities, both from the audience standpoint and also from a creator standpoint. Because then at the right point of time, at a certain point of time when let's say technology enables new things altogether, the stories itself don't change. So having built that affinity to the stories, to local people with local stories, and making that available for the younger generation, for the millennials, we find that is very important. And when we build that, we're able to build our brand together with the audiences. And I think that for us, that's kind of the longer term strategy. One of the biggest challenges is mindsets. I think one is there's a lot of education that needs to be done initially, because when people don't really understand, people are always trying to kind of like compare and try to understand your model, and I think that has always been a challenge at the start. I think convincing for us, like in